Welcome to the 13th episode to review of Married at First Sight. In this episode, Makela and Zach exchanged their wedding vow and part of their reception were shown. Prior to the ceremony, Zach got emotional in the car and just before walking into the aisle and was comforted respectively by his brothers and his mother. Makela also got emotional when something from her dad was presented to her, something blue also, and she was walked down the aisle by her brother-in-law Ruben. The wedding ceremony was beautiful, the vows were great. It was mostly on adrenaline. I feel like they were talking out like this out of body experience, when you're talking out of nervousness, so much adrenaline pumping. So that was what I got out from the wedding ceremony, that they were not really settled. They were more on nerves and on adrenaline than, actually fully there in the ceremony. So afterwards, Zach explained that he could crochet. Shout out to his dad for teaching his boys to be these creative, sensitive, wonderful young men that I believe is going to make them as wonderful husbands as he is to his wife. Next, Johnny and Bao had their tea ceremony. It involves blessings from the elders and blessings from ancestors. And I appreciate that Married at First Sight showcased Danny Nguyen Couture, the dressmaker. It was beautiful to see. The dress was beautiful and the wedding ceremony was lovely. And I don't think that the ceremony took any or added any extra time to this episode because there were so many unnecessary throwbacks from last week in this episode and so many unnecessary scenes that were put into it to me. So that had nothing to do with why they didn't show more than they showed. They just after that it was a photo shoot. They were goofy, they were jovial, they were comfortable with each other and shared small kisses. And obviously, Makela's and Zach family had been connecting together, which was beautiful to see. And then they went on to their reception. At the reception, they danced in looking beautiful and had the first slow dance that Makela said at first she could remember was her first slow dance. And it was beautiful, it was lovely, filled with tender moments. Then it was Johnny and Bao's entrance to their reception. When he came in, energetic, looking young and lovely. And then they had their first slow dance. And as Johnny noted, Bao was a bit stiff, but I think she was stiff because of the conversation, the topic at hand. They were talking about kids and what do you want, and I think Bao was a bit careful about her answers, and we are looking at it from outside, but they are sharing their intimate thoughts with millions. So the awareness of the camera, I think, and the sensitivity of the conversation were what made Bao to be stiff or a bit stiff or tense. It was not really stiff, tense. So they discussed about having kids, maximum two, and it was beautiful. I thought the dance was lovely. And I think I'm just getting that Bao had a crush on Johnny way back then, but situation made it wise for her not to even pursue a relationship with Johnny, even though Johnny at that time was not interested in Bao in that light. Breastfeeding from the remaining couples, Gil and Mela, Brett and Ryan, Rachel and Jose. And then it was nice. I think they made good choices. Okay, now see this outfit from Brett. Like as I said, looking at Brett, you think that she's wider at the waist and than this. So, as I said, I think Brett does not complement her silhouette with her choice of clothing. I felt this dress really complimented her body, but I understand why she wouldn't want to take it because it was really, really plain. And she shows this, which is a good highlight to her beautiful, wonderful cleavage. And Rand's outfit also was good. I like Gil's and Richard's choices. They look beautiful, and I wish them the best. Then it was the day for Mela and Gil, and Mela said she did not want any makeup on her face. She had some eyeshadows. I don't have a problem if she doesn't want makeup on her face, though. I think maybe it's just the edit, but she was kind of like diva, even during the wedding and the dress fitting. But I don't think there's anything wrong if you don't want foundation on your face. She looked good. I mean, she came out looking great. The only thing I have to say, I'm not a judge, I'm not competent to judge that, but her hair, I don't know what she does to her hair, but I think she's killing her hair with whatever she's doing. It looks so limp, and she had lots of extension that helped to, you know, make it look so great for the wedding. So her brother walked her down the aisle. Gil's family was not at the wedding, they were in Colombia. He said they couldn't attend, but they were praying for him. So she walked down the aisle. She saw Gil. He was bald. She was like, "Oh my God, he's bald." Get over that quickly. Gil complimented her on her look, on her dress, and I was surprised that Mela did not even say one compliment, even though she admitted that she found Gil attractive. She noticed his kind eyes. I expected her to have been good, courtesy for her to at least say something nice to him, but she didn't. So during the part where you have the message from family and friends, she got to know that he had a dog, and it seems that did not go well with her. Obviously, she would prefer not to have. During the vows, I must mention that Mela, when Gil gave her the ring and said, "Do wear these as a sign that I'm your husband." She was like, "Gladly." So I think Mela has a heart for her marriage. I believe Mela is the kind of person that self sabotage, puts her worst foot forward in the hope that if somebody can deal with that, then they can deal with anything about her. I think the things that were most concerning to Mela was the fact that Gil had a dog and that he was not into shopping. And then it was Brett and Ryan. It was beautiful. I want us to take a look at the side profile of Brett. As I said, Brett is somebody I believe is more beautiful than she allows herself to look. I mean, this is princess perfect. Ryan sent some flowers to Brett's mother, and Brett was moved by it, and the family were pleased by it. And that was it. So Brett was about to walk down the aisle, accompanied by her father, where this episode ended. And they had some from the preview of next week, where it looked like a bit of a tension at the altar. I don't think that it was really tension. I think you know where they read that part about your friends and your family have this to say about you. I think there was something inside of it, maybe that referred to Ryan's past as a womanizer, or something that kind of indicated that. And so maybe that was what Brett was like, about. So I don't think there's going to be any drama from the next week. I think they are going to be okay. As I said before, I think Ryan looks comfortable with his choice. Brett looked not as ecstatic as I expected her to be. So maybe it's just maturity. But as I said, maybe there's something, maybe it was whatever was described about him. But I believe Brett has the confidence to deal with any past humanizing from Ryan, as long as Ryan is ready to move forward away from that kind of life. And next week, we're going to see more of the reception between Bao and Johnny, Makela and there's Zach, and I think the other. Hopefully, they will do all the wedding receptions and the at least the first night for all of them, because this their dragging is really not necessary. As for Rachel and Jose, well, as I said, they are my least exciting couple, but I think they're going to have a lot of drama, a lot of immaturity is going to come out from them. I'm telling you, these people are going to be the drama of the season. Even though people are expecting Gil and Mela, I think Mela has a kind of cold maturity that will not even allow her to display those kind of emotions. So Mela and Gil are able to sort themselves out. I think Mela is trying to compensate for some issue of classism she might have suffered in the past, maybe high school, and she's trying to, I didn't have that handbag in high school. I will look down on that because of something like this in high school. Now I have it, I have it. Those people have moved on. She just needs to move on and forget about it. I think she and Gail has what it takes to build a solid, good marriage. I really, really like all the choices they made for in this season 13, and I want to thank every person that took part in this experiment. It is not easy. I appreciate them. I cannot fault anything that they do, any of their character, their behavior. I cannot imagine myself being on camera 24/7, being watched like this. I would freak out. So thanks to every person, and thank you all for listening. Next week, I'll come back with another review, not recap, of episode 3, hopefully.